so glad that we were finally alone. Be quiet, maybe you'll go away. Tina.
What's going on in there? Tina, you in there?
Go.
Hello? Hello, David? Tina?
Cord, hi. What's up?
Well, I'm sorry to just walk in your place like this, but I was calling names. Nobody answered. Thought I heard a crash inside. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Why? I mean, why shouldn't everything be all right?
See, I made it a big deal. I really laid into you, and well, it's ironic considering my track record, but what I want you to know is that I did that for Cassie. See, I'm pretty protective of her, you know, and when I saw you and well, I let Andrew know, and I let you know that I'm going to protect Cassie, no matter what. Nobody's gonna hurt her, Marty. Nobody.
Blair, I care about Cassie way too much to ever do anything that would hurt her.
Good. I just wanted to make sure that we were clear about that, and well, it looks like we are. Hello, Dylan.
I didn't know you were here.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I walked in on what Blair was saying just now. So this complicated relationship you've been talking about, that wouldn't be with the Reverend Carpenter, would it?
What are you doing here? Marty should have let you die. Here we go. The last thing I care about is your opinion of what Marty did. Just buzz off, Brent.
I mean, my God, she gave her blood to make sure you made it through the night. I don't see how she can live with herself.
You really are a piece of work. You are so sure I raped those nurses. The fact that I didn't just won't sink in, will it?
No, it's because you're lying. I know you raped Alice and Debbie, and they're friends of mine, Manning.
Back off, Brent.
Okay, maybe you got lucky this time, but you won't next time. You won't have Marty or anybody else to save you.
Rebecca, is that you? Rebecca? You okay? My God. My God, Rebecca, what happened?
I killed Todd.
Rebecca, I want you to put the knife down.
I killed him. I killed Todd.
Uh-huh. Okay, why don't you... Do you want to tell me what happened, Rebecca?
I prayed, but you see, Todd...
I'm listening. Todd, what?
His soul belongs to the devil. But when I prayed, I found out what my mission was. And I was told that I could still save him. And I was wrong to turn my back on him. But I had to make him get on his knees and beg for forgiveness. So I went to his motel.
And you saw him there?
Mm-hmm. And I saw Blair Daimler, too. And the man in the ski mask.
Ski mask? A man in a ski mask? Todd? Was Todd in the ski mask, Rebecca?
No. The man in the ski mask ran out of the room. And he ran into me. And then he grabbed my arms. And then he just pushed me aside.
And when I looked down, I saw the knife. It was left there as a sign.
Sign? What kind of a sign?
A sign from God. And then I went to the room. And there was blood everywhere. And Todd had been stabbed to death. And it was my fault.
No, no, no,
Yes.
no, Rebecca, no. No, it is not your fault. No matter what happened to Todd, that is not your fault.
No, because I prayed for Todd to die. Because his soul belonged to the devil. And so the angel of death came down, and he answered my prayers, and he left this as a sign at my feet.
No. It couldn't have been your fault. How could it have been your fault if you weren't even there when it happened, Rebecca?
I prayed.
You prayed, yes, for something bad to happen. People do that. They do that. They do that. You were confused. God understands. The man in the ski mask was real. He was real. He was probably the man that attacked you. Do you remember that? He's probably the rapist. Rebecca, listen to me. Give me the knife. You can help the police if you tell them what you know. Give me the knife. Do you understand? Do you understand that the man was real? Rebecca? He was real. He was real.
That sounds like a threat, Brent.
You heard right.
You don't even come close to scaring me.
That can change.
Really? What are you gonna do, hit me with more of your bad breath?
Sometimes in a hospital, a patient's condition can change real fast.
Go ahead, you get me with your best shot.
Hey, guys, what's happening here?
I'll be watching you.
Oh, man. I don't think that guy wants to be my friend.
I think that guy gives me the creeps.
What are you still doing at the hospital? Don't you have a home?
Yes, but I thought that I would stop by and see how you were doing before I left.
What's with you? Why do you care how I'm doing?
Well, Todd, I did call 911, got you the ambulance, got you to the hospital. Now it's my requirement to do the follow-up to make sure that you say thank you and stuff like that.
Blair, what were you doing coming to my motel room anyway? You gonna break down the door and jump my bones?
No. I had heard that Marty had given you the alibi, so I had some champagne. I thought I would celebrate. Your charges had been dropped, that's all.
Weird, huh? First Marty saves me with the cops.
Yeah.
She gives blood, saves my life. I guess Manning and Saybrook are joined together for life from now on. What a joke.
Come on, Marty. I know you might say it's none of my business and all that stuff, but I heard what I heard. Is this relationship that you've been talking about with Reverend Carpenter?
I don't know what made you... Oh, I know. You heard Blair talking about Andrew.
Yeah, and she seemed to be making it real clear that she didn't want you to hurt the feelings of Andrew's wife.
No. Trust me. But you didn't hear what you think you heard.
Seemed clear enough to me.
No, see... Cassie's had a lot of problems. Personal problems. And, Blair and I, well, we just both concerned for her. We just want to make sure nothing bad happened to her.
Oh, okay.
Good. Let's forget it. It's totally unimportant. So, we're still on for lunch?
No.
Something wrong?
I think we need to get something straight, Marty. In fact, why don't we do that right now?
They're getting married right here at Landfair, Thanksgiving Day at noon. It's weird, huh? After everything they've been through.
Yes.
So it's, Thanksgiving Day at noon.
Oh, lucky Vicky. You get everything you want, don't you?
I'm so sorry. Sometimes these calls can be a real nuisance.
No,
Writers with writer's block. Well, a little hand-holding's part of the job.
I was just fine, thank you.
Well, now, as I was saying, the contract we could offer would advance you half the money when you submit the sample chapter and outline, and the remainder when we receive the manuscript. How does that sound?
Essentially, I would be writing the story of my life, emphasizing the Victor Lord years.
With all the juicy details, and then your indictment, the trial, the time on death row, from your point of view, of course, your innocent point of view. Although,
What?
well, I'm wondering how much time you're going to have for the book, given that you're tied up running The Intruder.
You know, it's funny that you should mention that, because I'm going to tell you a secret. I have been thinking about selling The Intruder for more than a year. And really, all that sleaze, the checkbook journalism, dealing with that on a day-to-day basis. I don't suppose you would be interested in buying a tabloid.
Well, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Arthur, you must be joking. Your publishing firm is strictly first class.
Well, I wasn't thinking of my firm, but actually I'm the literary advisor to a trust fund that owns a publishing conglomerate. They might very well be interested.
Really?
Yes, at present, they own a string of small family newspapers, but they have spoken to me several times about buying a tabloid. Yes, you may not have heard of the conglomerate, but I'm sure you know one of the magazines they run.
Which one?
Independent Woman.
Actually, the revenue comes from the controlling interest in the holding company, which owns the stock.
Better yet, Independent Woman has become one of the most successful publications going, which means that the holding company that owns the stock must be worth millions.
27.8 million, to be exact.
So, Arthur, you are the advisor, the literary advisor to this conglomerate?
Well, technically, I'm the advisor to the trust fund that owns the conglomerate, but of course, they will be passing it on to him when he turns 25.
Him. Lucky him. Imagine inheriting that little trust.
Yes, someone is going to be very, very rich.
All right, tell me. Who is that someone who is going to inherit all of that money?
I was just about to take a shower. Is there something I can do for you?
No, nothing. Actually, I'm looking for Tina.
Tina?
Yeah, I was told that she would be here, visiting you. Apparently, she does that a lot.
Well, yeah, she was here, but she's not here anymore. She left. I don't know where she went. Is there a message I can give her?
No. I don't need your help.
Boy, Cord, you really don't like me at all, do you?
See, I got no reason not to like you, but I got plenty of reasons not to trust you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
And believe me, if I had anything to do with it, I would make sure that Tina didn't trust you, too.
Why?
Because I care for her. I'm not going to sit by and watch her be hurt again. Ever.
You know, Cord, I'm really tired of everybody implying that I'm going to hurt Tina. I really am. I care about Tina a whole lot. Probably more than you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take that shower.
Marty, I don't want you to misunderstand this. I wanted to spend time with you ever since we first met.
I know, and I've been wrapped up in all my own problems.
Yeah, you've had a lot of stuff weighing you down.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, it seems to me it's still there.
Well, at least I'm getting taught out of my life.
Yeah, and that's great. But there still is this other complicated situation that you keep talking about with this person. Maybe it's Andrew Carpenter, maybe
No,
not.
I told you it wasn't Andrew.
Hey, whoever it is, that's between you and him. I just want you to understand what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Look, I'm not interested in some part-time, maybe later relationship. And as long as there's other guys in your life, I'm leaving.
Oh.
So if you ever get free, give me a call.
Andrew, I'm afraid.
I know you are, Rebecca.
I'm afraid because I don't know what to think sometimes, and I know that sometimes my mind plays tricks on me.
Rebecca, you're confused. When you calm down, it's all gonna be a lot clearer to you. But this is what we need to do now. We need to go and call the police and have them come here.
No, please, I can't do that. I can't, no.
Rebecca, listen to me, listen. At least do this. At least come to the rectory with me, okay? Because the police, they need to get hold of this knife as soon as possible, okay? So come to the rectory with me.
Okay, you go to the rectory and let me stay here. This is the only place that I feel safe. Please, Andrew. I need to pray for forgiveness.
Rebecca, all right, fine. Fine, you stay here. I'll make the call, and I'll be back in just a minute, okay? Promise you'll stay here now.
Mm-hmm. Dear God, God of love, God of mercy, he's going to tell Bo, I know he is, and then the police.
Enjoy the shower. Meet me at the palace for lunch. Love you, David. That's sweet.
Whoa! Hey!
Oh.
Hey!
Oh, you scared
Sorry.
me after death.
Sorry. Relax. It's just
Oh.
me.
What are you doing in David's house?
Well, I changed my mind. I was coming by. I was going to ask David to give you a message, but now I'm starting to think that you were here the whole time.
What whole time?
Well, David told me that you weren't here. Obviously, he was lying to me. So I just wondering what's going on. Where is David?
Well, don't ask me. I mean, do I look like my brother's keeper? What are you looking at me that way for?
Well, I'm just kind of wondering why you came downstairs from your brother's bedroom with your belt unhooked and your blouse on inside out.
And with each passing day, I know your happy smile is bound to grow. Get well soon. I know, look. When I saw this little dog here, well, it was you and it was us, and it's just perfect. Sorry.
Yeah. I especially like the part about my sunny face and we're such great old friends.
Well, old, new, it doesn't matter. And look, so we might compete for the most pathetic award for the rest of our lives, but I'll take a friend whenever I can get one.
Listen, I meant to thank you for interrupting my murder. That was really very thoughtful of you.
My pleasure.
You better look out, Blair. You're saving people's lives. You're never going to win the most rotten award.
I know. I know that. You keep reminding me, all right? So, come on, who do you think is doing this to you, Todd?
I don't know. When I first started thinking about it, I said, whoever's doing these rapes is trying to set me up, you know?
Yeah.
Now, he's not just trying to pin something on me. It's beyond that. It's personal. He came after me. He doesn't just want me behind bars. He wants me dead.
Wants you dead? I mean, who would want you dead?
How about that guy that just had his hand around my throat when you walked in?
You mean that Brent guy?
Brent Sutton. Blair. I think that's the guy who tried to kill me.
Rebecca hasn't been right since the night that she was attacked, Andrew. A lot of people have noticed that.
I understand, but I think what happened, Bo, is that she accuses Todd of being the attacker. That turns out to be wrong. Now she's feeling such guilt that she's actually accusing herself of killing him.
say she's here?
She was here, Bo. Now, look, I know what you're thinking, but she is not the kind of person that is going to attack Todd with a knife.
Then how come she had the knife? How come she disappeared?
Rebecca, when you didn't answer the phone, your machine was off. I got worried.
Al.
What? Are you okay?
Something terrible has happened.
What? What happened?
Because of me. Oh, God. Because of me. Todd is dead, and the police are after me.
After you? Why?
Pal, I have to get away. As far away as I can. Will you help me?
Yes, you are right. My belt now. There, my belt is done. You see what happened was, I'll tell you what happened, Cord. It's just,
I'm dying to hear it.
well, it's David's shower. It's a good shower. It's great. It's really, really great. It's much better than the one at the house. So I thought I'd come over here and use it, but then I realized I had yoga class. So I got dressed really fast. I suppose I threw my clothes on too fast.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, you know, David was telling me he was going to take a shower. Was he in there too?
David?
Yeah.
In the...
Right.
Oh, Cord, you are disgusting. You've got a really filthy mind. You know that? I mean, why in the world would I be taking a shower with my brother?
That's what I wanted to know.
You know, that's just, honestly, Cord, I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to be going to the palace and having lunch with a friend.
Oh, so you're going to blow off your yoga class then?
That's after lunch.
Oh.
So I'm going to eat light, you know, some avocado sprouts, alfalfa sprouts.
All right, fine, whatever. Okay, listen, we need to talk about some scheduling with CJ and Sarah, okay?
That's fine. Not now, though.
Yes, now. You keep putting off, it needs to be done. Tell you what, how about if I drive you over to the palace and we talk about it on the way, okay?
So tell me, Arthur, who is going to inherit all of that wealth?
Well, actually, it's a bit ironic because it's the son of the man you were once married to.
Oh, Victor Lord's son.
Yes, apparently a trust was formed before the boy was born, and voila, like Jack's beanstalk, it grew.
Voila, indeed. Who would have thought that David Vickers was going to be so fantastically rich?
Yes, of course, you know him, don't you? Yes, sure, I remember. Yes, when he came forward to help overturn your murder conviction, he was written up in the papers as the long-lost son of Victor Lord and his mistress, what's her name?
Irene Manning Clayton.
Irene, yes. Anyway, I'm not privy to the details, and it is a blind trust, in fact. The lawyers only know that it's for Victor Lord's heir.
So they don't know that all the money is going to go to David Vickers when he turns 25?
Well, they know it's going to someone if the male heir doesn't come forward. The money all goes to Victor and Irene's daughter, Tina.
But of course David will come forward.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, he's enjoyed a nice, comfortable life for 10 years. Why quit now?
Excuse me?
Well, the trust fund has been paying a quarterly dividend of, I'm not sure, $50,000 or so. It's been paid into a numbered account in a bank somewhere in the Midwest for the last 10 years. So, as I say, David Vickers is used to having a nice cushion.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'll be happy to let the trust fund know about your interest in selling the intruder. And it's been a great pleasure to see you. As always, Dora.
Oh, yes. Thank you for lunch.
Goodbye. And we'll talk.
David, this is Dorian calling. As soon as you get in, you've got to call me. I must see you. It's urgent. So call me back the second you get this message.
Sure thing, Dorian. What's up?
And then the man in the ski mask dropped the knife at my feet. And that's when I knew.
Knew what?
I knew that I had caused Todd's death with my prayers. No, I know. Andrew said that I didn't do anything wrong, but I did.
Rebecca, where is this knife now? Can I have it?
No, Andrew took it. And he's going to take it to the police. And you know how Bo always thinks that I'm guilty. He thinks that I'm always trying to cover things up. So he'll lock me away forever.
No, that's not going to happen. Now, you gotta trust me on this one. Do you trust me?
Yes.
All right, good. Now, first of all, Todd is not dead. Look at this. Suspect hospitalized after stabbing. I guess he lost a lot of blood, but in a couple days, he'll be okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
There was no angel of death.
Oh, God, he's alive.
Right.
He's alive.
Right, but there's a problem. Whoever tried to kill Todd saw you. So the last thing you want to do is go to the police and have the word get out. He could come after you. All right? Or like you said, Bo never trusted you. He could implicate you in the stabbing because you had the knife.
I can't go to the police.
Right. Okay. So know what we're gonna do? Right now, we're gonna hide out. All right? I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna keep the police away from you, and you're gonna be safe with me. All right? I promise.
Oh, thank you. I'll pack a few things, and then we'll go somewhere. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Bo, Rebecca's in a very fragile state.
Fact remains, Rebecca's story doesn't jibe with Blair's.
It doesn't.
No. Blair went to Todd's room. She found him bleeding. She called an ambulance. She did not see an assailant wearing a ski mask.
Well, then why would Rebecca say that Blair was inside the room when the attacker ran out?
Let's face it, Andrew. Rebecca has lost control on several levels. Now, she could be the one that stabbed Todd.
Oh, come on, Bo. All right, look, wait. You said that Todd fought the attacker. Surely he knows the difference between a man and a woman the size of Rebecca.
Probably. But Todd could be lying to protect Rebecca. Or she could be a very important witness. Either way, I'm gonna have to question her. This is Buchanan. I want you to free up some people to track down a young lady, Rebecca Lewis. First place that I want you to check is the Palace Hotel. She works there. She has a room there. Then I want you to check with the people we have at the hospital. She may have gone there to see Manning.
This guy Brent is a physical therapist that puts him in the hospital. Nobody'd even notice if he was walking to the hospital parking lot.
And he is about your height, isn't he?
Yeah. And I'll tell you something, Blair. Every time I see him, it's like he's all jacked up to go 10 rounds.
Really?
It's like he's popping steroids or something.
You really think that this guy, Brent, is doing the rapes?
And since stay put until further notice.
Oh, goody. It's my buddy Andy. Andy's a rookie, Blair. You know what that means? That means it's okay that she never knows what the hell she's doing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being rude. Andy, this is Blair Daimler.
I know who Blair Daimler is, believe me. And your Max Holden sister, you know who Blair Daimler is. I need to know if Rebecca Lewis was in here to see you.
Why?
Just answer the question.
No. Me first. Why?
Okay. Rebecca Lewis was supposedly outside your motel room after you got stabbed. She saw the guy who did it.
Is she okay?
That's what we want to know. She was last seen over at St. James's Church where she handed over the assault weapon.
She had the knife?
This is crazy.
So just answer my question. Was she in here to see you?
No. No, she...
What, Todd?
No,
What?
If she saw him, if he knows that she saw him, I mean, she could be in trouble. I gotta go to her.
Todd!
David, may I ask you a simple question?
Shoot.
You once told me a story about your poverty, about the lost years of teenage innocence when you had to sell insurance after your father died and then your mother.
Right.
During that time, were you receiving $50,000 per quarter from the Lord Trust Fund?
course not.
Well then, I suggest that you get on the next bus to wherever and resume your insurance career.
Oh. Now, what is that supposed to mean?
You blew it. Big time. You said that the real son didn't exist, that he died as a baby. Well, you were wrong.
What?
He's alive, he's out there, and the lawyers know it.
Yeah, right. Where are you getting all of this?
From the literary advisor to the trust fund, which you thought would be yours. He knows what he's talking about, David. Apparently, the trust has been paying 50,000 big ones per quarter to the real heir. And when he turns 25, guess what? Are you starting to get the picture? Hmm?
Nope.
No way,
Todd,
Manny.
come on,
Get out
right
of
here.
here.
No,
Come on.
you are going to get out of here when the doctors
Look,
say
Rebecca's in trouble.
Yes.
I got to stop this guy before he hurts her.
Listen up, Manning. First off, you've got an abdominal wound. If it opens up, you could die. And second, catching the guy who did this to you. It's a job for the police.
Well, then do your job, all right? Get out there. Save her, protect her, catch this guy, do something.
Fine! Yell at your friend Blair here. Just stay put.
Blair? I need your help.
Andrew, I know I shouldn't be here. What are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, I'm cleaning up after the police. They left things kind of in a
What?
mess.
What happened?
Well, Rebecca was here. She had the knife that Todd was attacked with.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, see? This is just an average day in the life of a parish priest. You know, 1 minute, I'm in New York. I'm doing a wedding. It's more like a circus. I'm pretending everything in my life is fine. Now I'm back here, and I'm taking blood off an altar. It seems that the attacker dropped the knife on the way out of the motel. Rebecca picks it up. Unfortunately, this makes Rebecca a suspect in the eyes of the Landview
come on,
police.
Rebecca, a suspect?
Exactly what I said, but you know, the police, they have to investigate these things, rule out all the possibilities.
It's my fault.
Marty, why do you say that?
Because if I'd come to the police sooner with Todd's alibi, none of this would have happened. He wouldn't be in the hospital, and Rebecca, she wouldn't be a suspect.
Don't do that. Don't blame yourself for every little thing that goes wrong.
I know. There's something else.
What else?
I had a little chat with Blair. Kind of started my mind working overtime. Andrew, does Cassie have any idea, any suspicion even about how we used to?
No. I'm sure she doesn't. Why?
Well, ever since Blair started in on me, I know nothing can happen. I know we can't. I just live in constant dread of Cassie being so hurt when she thinks that we... I'm sorry, I'm just getting all worked up over nothing.
No, you're right. Blair is vindictive, yes. Blair could strike out. Yes, Blair could hurt Cassie, or you, or me. Blair could get Dorian stirred up again. We have got to stick to what we agreed on. You have got to stay away from me. Please, please just go away, please. I'm Try to understand. Just try.
I feel like I'm being pulled in 1,000 different directions, and I hate it. I know, I promised that I wouldn't be seen with you. I wouldn't see you, but I need you. I do. And I think about you. This is tearing me apart.
Get used to it. No trust fund for you. Face it, come the first of the year when the real heir turns 25, you're history.
What if the other guy turns out to be bogus? Maybe he just never shows. Maybe there's some sharp lawyer out there who's been skimming those payments all these years, and he can't show up.
Amazing what the mind can come up with when it is desperate enough. Oh, there's a kicker to that, David. If the male heir doesn't turn up, then all of the money goes to Tina. Maybe you should marry her and split the money with her.
You're really enjoying all of this, aren't you?
You just love to watch people squirm. You have a problem. That problem is that you always tend to jump the gun. I'm not throwing in the towel. Not just yet.
Rebecca, darling, are you in here? Bo needs...
Looks like somebody packed up and got out of here in a hurry.
Oh, my God, Rebecca.
So, what do you think? It's a costume party. Do you think they're going to laugh at me?
I don't think anybody laughed.
Oh, yes, they would.
Oh, no, not at you.
You're just saying that. Oh,
You look good in anything.
Oh, you are the sweetest thing. Let me see what. Let me just try on your hat one time. What do you think? Do it look like a serious costume? Come on, big guy.
I'd take a ticket from you any day.
Stick it up. Let me see. Let me just try your coat on.
Coat?
Yes, let me try this on.
Yeah?
Oh my gosh, did you work out everything? You were so
sometimes.
strong.
Like McDonald's?
Oh, well, if you do. Oh, let me try it on. Oh,
Yeah, you want to try it?
gosh, you've got a big gun too.
Oh, you like that?
Yes.
That was
So
good.
do I look like a real officer?
You look like a real cop,
Is it
yeah.
serious?
Very yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Oh,
so you gotta keep it like that. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I would never hurt you. I could never hurt you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just feel so safe when I'm with you. Oh, this is so wrong.